Next, we're going to talk about do while loop. So do while loop is a variant of the while loop. This loop will execute the block of code once before checking if the condition is true. Then it will repeat as long as the condition is true. So here's the syntax: do followed by a block of code that is in the curly braces and followed by a while condition. Also notice that the while condition is followed by a semicolon. So the difference between while loop and do while loop is that in the do while, the block of code will be executed at least once, regardless of the condition. So here's the example. So we have an integer I set to 0, and then do print I followed by space, increase I by 1, and check the condition, that is I is less than 5. And the output will look like this. Okay. Here's another example. So back to our press Q example. So we have an char ch and then a prompt that says press Q to quit, and then in a do while loop we're going to read the next ch from the user input and check whether ch is not equal to Q. In that the case, we're going to continue, otherwise we're going to keep reading a new character. So in that sense, so the difference between this and the while loop is this: actually, since we are going to ask user for a character at least once, so we might as well use the do while loop. Okay, so let's see this in the example. So we're gonna go back to our guess example, and then I'm going to save this as guess4 and change the class name to guess4. So this time, notice with our previous example, we have a secret key k, and we ask the user to guess it, and the program runs and then asks the user to enter a character, and we tell the user whether it's right, it's wrong, whether it's too high or too low. Notice that in this program we only ask the user to enter the character once, not twice. Or not, as long as the user keep asking as long until the user guesses the correct character, right? So for this we could use the do while. So what we should do is we could encapsulate this block of code with a do while loop. So do and while, the condition being is that answer, the user answer, is not equal to ch, is not equal to, yeah, answer is not equal to ch, and that's it. So we're going to put all of our code that we created in here. Now we'll put this command C or command X, and then put it inside the while. Okay, so maybe we should find a way to check the indentation. Okay, looks good. So do while, ask user, we already asked user to enter the one character. Then we're gonna check whether the character is equal to answer or not. We get feedback and we quit, and the answer is not ch. We're gonna keep asking. So there's also one more thing that we need to do, is that we have to make sure that we ask the ch inside the loop. Okay, so keep asking for a new one. All right, so I'm going to save this, then I'm going to run, see what happens. Looks good. Okay, so I'm thinking of a letter between A and Z. Can you guess it? Let's say D. Sorry, you're too low. Sorry, you're too low. And then maybe H. Maybe JL. Maybe J. EBK. We got it. So you enter the K and it says right. All right. So notice a few problems here. One, we forgot to include this. So we can keep asking the user. So right here. So that's one thing we need to fix it. Okay, so can you guess it? H. Sorry, you're too low. And then can you guess it? L. Sorry, you're too high. J and K. So you entered correct. Okay. Notice one problem is that there's something weird is happening. So I'm thinking of a letter between A and Z. Can you guess it? H. It says sorry, you're too low, which is correct. And then somehow it reads one more. We don't know what it is. It reads one more and then prompts the feedback, or it tells the feedback, sorry, you're too low, which we have no idea what character this is, and then asks again. For some reason, when we type H and hit enter, since this reads from the stream, it actually reads two characters, which means this program actually, when we enter 1, 2, 3, 4, the program actually ran about 9 times, maybe 7 times. Okay, what's going on here is that the problem here is that when we type H and enter, we're actually sending two characters. One of them is H, the other one is the enter. So we need to find a way somehow to eliminate that. So how can we do this? What we can do is we can ask for the first character, and then what we could do is we can create another CH that we can call char. We can say something like leftover, whatever character that comes after that. What we could do is we can create another do, and we can say leftover is equal to system.in.read. We get the leftovers from the read function, and then we can continue reading the leftovers as long as while leftover is not equal to \n. Okay, so we're going to read all of them and until we reach the end of the line. So this way we'll get rid of the access characters. So let's see how will that play out. Okay, we have a problem. System.in.read into char, right? So we've got to do this. Okay, looks good. We can run this. So if I enter J, so it only reads J and it says you're too low. If I enter L, too high. M is too high. Z is too high. A is too low. And K is correct. Okay. So one more version of this we can look at it is that since the previous one read all of the characters, then this version only reads the first one and then kind of puts the rest in the garbage. So what happens now is if I say, remember K is the correct one. If I say J and K, see even the K is here, we're not gonna recognize the K because we'll get rid of K. We only check J, get rid of the rest, and then ask again. So likewise, if you say A, B, C, D, and K, it only says sorry, you're too high, and then because A is lowercase greater than K, lowercase a is greater than capital K. So there we go. So that's how we could